Once, in the quiet town of Ravensbrook, there was a man named John who had a peculiar fascination with abandoned places. John was not a thrill-seeker. He was merely a historian who loved to explore the stories hidden within forgotten walls. One gloomy autumn day, John stumbled upon an abandoned asylum deep within the forest on the outskirts of town. The asylum had a grim history, notorious for its inhumane treatments and the horrifying experiments conducted on its patients. John decided to investigate this place, driven by his curiosity. As John entered the decaying building, the atmosphere became colder and eerier with each step. The walls were covered in a thick layer of moss, and the halls echoed with the faintest whispers of forgotten voices. John couldn't help but shiver as he wandered deeper into the asylum, his flashlight illuminating the darkness. He came across a room that seemed to have been the site of the most disturbing experiment. Stains of blood, now long dried, marked the floor. Rusty medical instruments lay scattered around. The walls were adorned with unsettling scribbles and messages from patients who had long lost their sanity. Suddenly, John heard a faint, distant sobbing. He followed the sound, his heart pounding. The cries led him to a cell at the far end of the corridor. Inside, he found a woman, dishevelled and gaunt, crouched in a corner.
"Are you all right?"
John asked. The woman turned her hollow eyes toward him, but she didn't reply. She only continued to sob softly, rocking back and forth. John cautiously approached, his concern growing. As he drew nearer, he noticed something strange. The woman seemed to be speaking incoherently, whispering words that made no sense. The hairs on John's neck stood on end as he realized that she was repeating a phrase over and over. "Free them! Free them! Free them!" John began to feel an overwhelming sense of dread as he realized the woman's words were not directed at him. She was staring at the wall behind him. Slowly, he turned around and saw a series of scratched words on the wall that sent a chill down his spine. They watch. They wait. They want to be free. Just then, the temperature in the room dropped drastically, and John felt an icy hand on his shoulder. He turned around to find no one there. Panic set in as he heard whispers and footsteps, though there was no one in sight. Desperation overcame him, and John ran out of the room, leaving the asylum behind. But the whispers followed him, growing louder and more menacing with each step. He could feel a malevolent presence closing in on him. John never returned to Ravensbrook, forever haunted by what he had experienced in the abandoned asylum. To this day, he lives in fear, knowing that something ancient and sinister still lingers in the shadows, waiting for its chance to be free.